Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. Part 4 on this Doer Up XL 125S 1979, from where we left off last time. Right, the stator plate was leaking. As I was saying in the other one, this was leaking. I had such a game to get it out. What I've done now, I've put it in and I've used some Honda Bond, and hopefully that will do it, stop the leak. And where it slides in, I put Honda Bond, slid it in. I've left it now for a few hours. We'll get it put back in and get the oil back in it and see if it's going to leak again. Right, well guys, I think we've cured it. But I've had it running for about 5 minutes and we've got no oil leak there now. So what I'll do, I'll leave this paper underneath it and see if we get any drips overnight. But I'm pretty confident we've cured it. So I'm going to stick the other case back on, give it a wipe down and start looking for the next job to do on cleaning this thing up. Right, leave it to me. Well guys, it's the next day and we have one little bit of oil there. Looking at this, I reckon it's come from that there. It's in direct line, so I'm not too worried about that. It's not come from there, so I think we can move on. That probably needs a new seal on it, so I didn't replace it. It's pretty hard, so I'm not going to worry about that. Next time I change the oil, we'll put a new seal on it. But yeah, from there direct down to there. Happy. Let's find something to do then. Right guys, I think I found the next job. I'm just leaving the ticking over, making sure that's the only oil leak we've got. Did run it yesterday and that's the only spot of oil we've got. Anyway, next job. This here, maybe take this off because it's not on correctly anyway. If you look down here, that should be in then. So at some point when it was put back together, these wasn't dropped into there. So that's a nice little job, taking the clocks off, headlight out, all the rest. Yeah, that will definitely tidy it up if we do that. So I think that's what I'm going to crack on with. Disconnect speedo, rev counter, and anything else that's there. I'm just hoping I can get the headlight apart and all the wiring out of there through without causing any issues. Give us a chance to get the horn cleaned up and anything else around there. I think that's where I'm going with it. Well, I think I spoke too soon. We do have an oil leak there. You see it? Coming from here, dripping down. So we'll have that out. Check the oil seal. There we go. That's where we've got another leak. We'll get that sorted. Well, I think we've cured it now. All I've done was undone it and retightened it. I don't think it was as tight as what it should be. But yeah, we've got no oil leak there now. So, all good. Let's push on with what we started to do. Well guys, there you have it. What do you do on a Saturday morning? Mess with all this wiring. Well, we've got it off. Not looking forward to it putting it all back together, but we've got it off and we can start cleaning it up. Anyway, I'd like to wish all the subscribers Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all the other guys who do this, who comment on the videos, Happy Christmas and New Year to you lot. I hope you have a good one. Right, I'm going to start blasting this and cleaning this up. Well, hopefully next time you see this, it's going to be blasted and clean. Right, time to get it in there and get it sorted. Let's get on with it. Well, I pushed on and there we go. That's turned out pretty damn good. A lot better than what it was. Now I've just got to figure out how to put all this lot back together again. Yeah, wiring. Don't you just love it? Especially when you know everything was working before, so I'm going to have to just hope it works when we get it all back together. Right, let's crack on, get this piece back in. Well guys, I've just started it up, and guess what? We've got no electrics now, where everything was working before. So somewhere back in there, there's something wrong. Always the way. Anyway, horn's done now. But yeah, I've got to find out now. There's a power wire somewhere that's not feeding where everything was working. Oh well, back to the drawing board again. So it's going to be a really stormy day in the UK again, with high winds and rain. And I really could do with the doors open, so I can push the ramp back outside a bit, so I can actually stand and face the wiring with the bike running and see if I can pick up where the problem is. But I think I'm going to knock it on the head for today. Tomorrow's supposed to be a better day. There's nothing rushing to do on this bike, so I think I'm going to have a day off. Right, so after many hours of head scratching and bodging wires together to feed power, I've been going through the electrics again. Took everything off again, and I've got power up to here, which is the main sort of loom that runs through the bike, over here and all the rest. So I've stripped it all down, and eventually, after many hours of messing, this is the other part that plugs into that loom. This, with that big white one there, plugs into that bit down there. And I found, if it'll focus, this wire here that goes into there was broken. So obviously when I've been messing around and pulling it about, it's actually broke. It don't look like it was in that good a condition. I'll see if I can get it to focus a bit on it, on the end of it. There you can see it's green in there. So that was never making a good connection. So we'll strip that back and see if we can wire that back in, and maybe we'll get some electrics running around the bike again, because that's one of the main feeds. Leave it with me, I'll see what I can get done on it. Okay, I've patched that wire. This is it here. It's jumping from one side of the plug to the other, which is started to feed the other bits now. So hopefully, as you can see, we've got horn where we had nothing at all. So that's one problem solved. The problem is when we put it all back in the headlight bowl, is whether we keep it all. I've still got a lot of touching up to do with this patch wire, so I want to tape it up properly and all the rest, but then we can start plugging some of this other stuff in and see if we get the backlight and the brake light working again. Hopefully it will. So I'm going to continue on and see if we can get back together and get it all working. But yeah, at least we found one wire that was broke from jiggling around with it. Well, I've pushed on a bit more. As you can see, we've got wiring everywhere. Yeah, it's such a mind-blowing things at times. Makes your head hurt. Well, it makes mine hurt anyway. Anyway, we've got now backlight, brake light working. So that's the horn working again. I can reach over. That's working again now. Now I've got to disconnect it all again and fit it back in place, and hopefully it'll work. But like I say, when you're working on 40 odd year old wiring, it's probably gone past its best. Yeah, moving them all around just causes issues, but you just got to push on, scratch your head and get on with it. Right, let's try and get all this lot back where it's supposed to be. Right then, I've got all that back in there. All I've got to do is put the headlight in, but my head's had enough of it now. I need to have a tidy up. I've lost one of these rubbers here for the other side. It's on the floor somewhere, so I'm going to have I need a tidy up. I'm working in such a mess. So I'm going to call it on this one. Hope you all had a happy Christmas and have a joyful new year. I'll be back next week. Thanks to the new subscribers. We're off, we're down, we're gone.